Welcome to Spartan TV. I'm your host, Jordan Van Atten. Many students across UNCG know little about Student Government Association, so I invited a few guests to come and speak with us today about the organization that is working for you. With us is Student Body President Katie Marshall and Cultural Senator Juan Vasquez. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come speak with me. So, Katie, what made you decide to get involved with SGA, and how long have you been a part of the organization?
Well, this is my third year in the organization. I've been in the executive branch all 3 years. I was just pulled into it by previous president Michael Tuso. He said he had a position for me on his cabinet, and I said, all right, I'll join. And since then, I've been in love.
Great. How about you?
Well, I felt like there needed to be changes in the school system. I'm very fond for diversity, and then when I saw that there was an opening for a cultural senator, I had to take the opportunity. It was my second year in my position.
Great. So what issues are you mainly focused on tackling while in SGA, and is there anything that is particularly important to you?
Well, the one thing that's really important to me is diversity and the way that people interact with one another. I feel like our student body is very encompassing of diversity. We're one of the most diverse campuses on the UNC system. So I feel like it's my job to go ahead and try and make sure that the student body knows that we are as diverse as we are.
How about you, Katie?
Well, in my position, there's always the big three, which is tuition, food, and parking, and that's just issues every single year. For me, it's trying to see what creative and diverse ideas we can come up with for those. It's also just on a time and environment basis, in that if a student has an issue, I see how I can help them with that. Also just making sure to remain a communication link between students and faculty. But we are working on tuition coming this year. We need to make sure that student input is brought into whether this tuition will be raised or not, where that tuition will go and how we'll pay for it, things like that. And it's just making sure that the student voice is heard in every form possible.
Yeah, there was a survey sent out to students about tuition. They're considering changing policies to go hour by hour to charge students. So what issues does SGA as a whole plan on addressing, and does SGA have a consistent goal or mission statement?
Our overall goal is for the students, by the students. So it's addressing student needs from a student perspective. For this year, personally under my branch, we'll be working on incorporating service, which is our university motto, into doing everything that we can and making sure that we're serving students both as the employees of the school and as student leaders, but also in ways of helping the community as well.
Great. So both of you have been in SGA for a few years now. What has SGA done in the past years to empower the student voice, and what has been accomplished thus far in the 88th session?
I think one of the things that SGA has done really well is just really trying to go out there and trying to hear the concerns of the students. I know last year the Current Concerns Committee did a lot of things that interacted with students, such as food for your concerns, and SGA rolls out where actual senators take their time to go out and actually speak to students, on a more conversational level, not just sort of like this I'm an SGA official. And I feel like this year we're going to continue that and do a lot more with student interaction.
Previous years, we've had a petition to make sure that the campus-initiated tuition increase stayed at our campus instead of just going back to Raleigh. This year we'll be talking about, as you said before, the hourly pay, whether we'll pay by the hour or credit hour, or whether we'll pay an overall. We also just passed legislation so that the student body president that serves on the Association of Student Governments, the president of that, could have a vote on the Board of Governors, so that the student voice could be impacted and heard there as well. We passed that at our school, so we'll see where that goes with others.
You just mentioned ASG, which is the Association of Student Governments. Can you briefly describe how that operates?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all of the student governments from all of the UNC system schools, and they all get together at least once a month, if they don't meet other times, to talk about issues concerning all the schools. Schools can also bring an issue pertaining to them and then discuss it in a forum there. It's just another one of the funnels to make sure that the student voice is heard overall.
Great. So in the spring elections, over 1,500 people voted, and in the last election, in the fall election, about 750 people voted. So do you think students will get more involved with SGA, and how do you think they will become more motivated?
Well, there's a big increase in senators that are coming in now. People that I feel wouldn't normally become senators are senators now, and I feel like that's very important. I feel like the senators that are on, SGA now have done a really good job of trying to recruit people and trying to get different people to come in.
It is definitely a domino effect. You know, if your friend joins SGA, then they talk to you about it, then you want to join. It's one of those issues there. It's also just one of the climates this year of such big changes going on with tuition and just even new buildings going up, stuff like that. Every student wants to have an impact and make a change, and SGA is one of the best ways to do it. I think the actual school itself, the environment here is healthy for learning. Everyone wants to be educated and everyone wants to educate here. So the more people are involved, the more they can do that. And this is just one of the easiest ways for people to get involved.
Great. So once the student gets motivated enough to join SGA, do you think that administration and faculty is difficult to work with, or they're rather willing to hear the input from students?
As I said before, I think everyone here wants to educate, and I think it's also nice that it's a learning experience for both sides. The administration learns with the students, and it changes every couple of years. You know, we're here for 4 to 6 years, and then the administration stays after us. So we have to remember that while we may not be here all the time, they are here for longer. I've found that every administrator, every faculty I've worked with has been very easy to talk with, to communicate with, and to compromise with.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
So Juan, what do you think some of the benefits and reasons are for running for a position in SGA?
Well, one, you definitely get your voice heard. You have more power to do so. You can really tackle issues that are very important to you. Also, just networking and seeing different issues that you never thought were important to you, you can actually go ahead and learn how to fight for those issues. For example, diversity is a big thing for me, but also I've become passionate in tuition and become passionate in other issues. So, I mean, people will learn to be well-rounded as they join SGA.
Great. So for both of you, what is your favorite part about being in SGA?
For me, this school has given me so much. It's my 4th year here, and I've just been given a lot of opportunities, a lot of knowledge, a lot of great friends and experiences. And running for this position was the best way I could find to give back to this school. So my favorite thing about it is helping the school in any way I can, working with the student body, and talking with them to see about what I can actually do for them.
One of the things that I enjoy is that I'm able to make change. I don't know, a lot of people don't know that SGA is, one of the 3 that makes decisions in our school. And, having that sort of power and having that sort of ability to use it for the greater good of the school is probably my favorite part.
Great. Well, that's all we actually have for you today. Thanks for each of you for stopping by. And just a reminder that student government meetings are every Tuesday at 7 p.m. in the Cohn Ballroom in the EUC. All students are encouraged to come and speak during student forum. Thank you.